Welcome back, everybody, and anybody that's new here, thanks for joining me today. Today's going to be a real simple one, and it's basically going to consist of taking that thing right there and getting it ready for open water season. Unfortunately for me right now, I know some of you guys are going to be just as upset as I am, but the ice fishing season has basically come to an end, and some places you're going to see it. People are talking about still getting trucks out and all that stuff. I'm just not willing to put my life on the line anymore. I will get out if there's even the slightest possibility of doing stuff safely. But a big thing that I've done over the past couple of years is I've learned to when to call it and just switch everything over. So today's kind of like a vlog. I just wanted to get a few of you guys updated on what I'm doing. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about is I did a video a little while back. I think it was actually a Tackle Tip Tuesday. I have a whole playlist on that if you guys want to check that out after this. But I did show you guys how I put my reels on my ice rods so that I can take them off and then use them on my open water rods still, back and forth, because they're not cheap reels or rods, so the ability to use those reels on those rods makes a big difference when you spend a lot of money on a reel. And some of you guys wonder why I have expensive reels and stuff like that. It's because quality lasts longer and you lose less fish. I feel like you lose less fish, but it could just be me. Okay, so some of you guys have been around. Some of you guys are new here. Thanks if you're new. Consider subscribing below because I put out tons of videos a year. Hundreds if you want to put numbers on it. But if you're not new here, you guys seen this Tuned Up Customs Commander that I just recently started using this year. I did get out and use it a bunch of times. There's a bunch of good videos with it being used. But the thing that I want to talk about today here is I'm going to basically take... This is a new reel that I specifically got. It's my Revo S10. I plan on doing a review on those here in the future, in case any of you guys are actually interested in learning about that whole thing. But so I'm just going to cut this leader off of here. It's still good, has no frays on it. I have one hanging above me right now off of a different rod that I just cut one off of, but saving that for later. And this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So many of you guys asked before why I don't use reel bands and stuff like that, and possibly, why I wouldn't get something with like a reel seat. I like the way the cork feels when I'm ice fishing and stuff like that. But the big thing here, and I have to be very careful doing this, so I actually have these little box cutters, just a razor blade, and I'll show you as soon as I take it off of here. Okay, so I took it and I cut those little parts of that, that's the electrical tape here. So I can take this and just unroll it. Okay, so this is the foundation that I show you guys that I put on. If you guys want to see the video on how I put those on there and the way that I do it so that you can do this too, basically it's in my ice fishing videos, and I think it's in my Tackle Tip Tuesday videos on how to put a reel on your ice fishing rod. So this one I'm going to set over here, and then so I just left those on there so you could kind of see. So what I do is, you can see it's on the edge of that. You get used to it, but you're just cutting that part right there, and then there you go. That comes off of there. Nothing left on the reel. Very expensive reel. And all this stuff is linked in the description, by the way. I try to list everything that I use in the description, but one of the things I wanted to do today was basically show you guys. I'm going to take this reel now and just discard these pieces of tape, and you guys can see. So I already have a reel on here, and it's a decent reel, but it's one of my cheaper ones. But I really like my Apex Panfish rod in the spring. So I'm gonna get this down, and I'm gonna take this reel and stuff off of here, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I set it up for my spring panfish. And everybody's gonna think this is crazy because it's the beginning of March still, but I'm in southern Wisconsin, and we've already got a bunch of open water all over the place, and the panfish are already moving, so I got to get on top of those. But I want to show you guys the reason I set this up the way I do. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to show you guys real quick here, and you might not even realize this for the most part. I'm pretty sure this is, yeah. So this is a 2000 series reel, and this is a 1000 series reel. So you can't really see it. I'm trying to hold them. Okay, so they're both evenly placed right now. So this one doesn't look like it's as small as this one, almost the way they sit. But this one is about 3 times lighter than this one. And then as far as spool diameter, it's just a little bit smaller. You can kind of see in the bail and all that stuff. But I'm going to switch this reel out, which has 6-pound test on it. And then I'm going to stick this guy right here, who has 6-pound test on it. But this is all brand new line. And I'm going to run just a single bobber and a ice fishing jig, which a lot of people don't realize that just because it's the end of the ice season, everybody thinks you put your ice gear away. Half of my ice gear, so like the reels, jigs, stuff that I would use otherwise for ice fishing, it all just transfers over to the next season. So make use of all your stuff. Okay, I changed my mind. I was gonna run 6-pound, but then I realized how finicky some of these fish are actually gonna be. So I took my other reel off. So I have a couple. These are the reels that I run on all my ice rods. So you can actually see how this is one of the older 1000s and a newer 1000 next to it. This is a newer one. I've had this one for like 8 years now, 6 years. I do love my Revos. I'm not backed by Abu Garcia at all. They just happen to work really good. And one of the things that I liked about this one that kind of made me go with it for my panfish is it's got a very, very subtle drag to it that I can, like a highly adjustable drag. So I can run really light line. I can run 3-4 pound tests, which what's on this already is 4-pound test because this is from my panfish rod for ice fishing. And I'm going to throw it right on my my Apex rod here. This is, if you guys want to know, this is an Apex 7.2 light action. It's a very specific rod combination that I wanted for my big panfish. If you guys been around, I chase panfish all the time whenever I get a chance to, and I'm always looking for the monsters. So that requires light line, good drag, and a good rod. Okay, so this guy right here is what I like to start off the season with. I believe it's a number 12 Rat Finke. Obviously you can see pink and white. Bluegills love pink and white. And then this is another little secret that most people don't understand. Everybody yells at me for telling you guys. I don't care. It's you gotta go use it to figure out if it works or not. There are these little wooden bobbers. They have this little slide stop on them. This one's made in Hungary, and you can see I've been using it to death because it's all cracked up and stuff, ready to go. I just had to buy a couple of replacements. I used to have a bunch of them, and after using them forever, they all went. Basically, I wore them out. We'll say that. But simply put, if you're fishing shallow at the beginning of the season, you want something that you can fish shallow, that doesn't make a bunch of noise, and you don't run any split shots with. Basically, this is just a little tackle tip for you guys. I'm just going to throw it in here. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully it helps you guys out. But yeah, that's got a little slide pinch thing to it, so it stops it from sliding. If you guys understand what I'm getting at here, is I'm going to go chase some panfish. But simply put, a jig of some kind from ice fishing. So there's like this kind. I have this that I took off of my other rod. It's a little tiny custom jigs and spins tungsten. Any type of little jig that you can run, like I said, without a split shot. But for the most part, that is this setup for this season. Alright guys, so I figured I'd just bring you along on a day here. If you guys enjoy videos like this where I kind of just bring you up to speed, I'll do more of these videos. I want to try and get you guys a little bit more included in the day-to-day. So now we have a complete panfish setup to go chase some of the spring monsters, and the action here should pick up steadily because we actually just got some really heavy warm rain. Here's another tip for you guys if you guys are paying attention still. The cool thing about warm rain, early spring, so March is very early spring, late ice season technically. April would be your spring. But when you get warm rain in the March time, early, mid, doesn't matter. If you get warm rain in March, go look for some shallow water panfish, because what's going to happen is you get runoff, and when you get runoff, you get little pools of warm water right by the shoreline. And for anybody that likes to go shore fishing, which I love to go shore fishing in the springtime, you guys can get into some really good fish. So keep that in mind. Always remember, if it's raining and it's warm out and it's springtime, go fishing the next day. I'm actually going to go fishing next day. That's why I got this rod set up, and that's why I wanted to bring you guys along. So hopefully you guys understand that I should be on some fish very shortly. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it's a little different than the other ones, but I'm trying to just kind of include you guys more and more. Hopefully I can do this more often. Comment below if you like these update videos, little tips here and there. I'm going to try to get as many out as I can this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, obviously if you're not new here, you know what's up. But if you are new, can you please just remember to